All right, today we're diving into a new and, I have to say, deeply disturbing investigative report. And we're going to walk through the source material together to understand exactly what is being claimed here. The source is the World Organization to Investigate the Persecution of Falun Gong, or WOIPFG, as they're known. It was founded back in 2006, and its mission is to investigate the persecution of the spiritual practice Falun Gong in China. So let's start with the report's single most explosive claim. This is really the one that forms the basis for everything else we're about to talk about. And I'm quoting here, the Chinese Communist Party is engaged in the large-scale live organ harvesting of infants. So to give this all some context, the report lays out this timeline. It points back to experiments with fetal liver tissue in the 1990s as a kind of precursor. Then it marks 1999 as the year the persecution of Falun Gong began, which led to the organization's own founding in 2006. And according to the source, all of this history is what culminates in the release of this new report. This is where the report gets into some really specific and frankly disturbing terminology and the methods it claims are being used. The report introduces a truly chilling term, custom-bred infants. And what they mean by this is a practice of selecting people, including detained Falun Gong practitioners, for forced impregnation with the specific goal of producing infants for organ harvesting. And according to this investigation, custom breeding is just one piece of the puzzle. They allege there are three main ways infants are sourced. The second is taking premature and low birth weight infants from hospitals under the cover of research. And the third, they claim, involves working with international surrogacy and infant trafficking networks. You know, the report doesn't just stop at these broad accusations. It goes further and actually names specific hospitals and doctors that it claims are perpetrators in this whole illicit trade. And the claims are highly specific. The report points to Shanghai Chengzheng Hospital, calling it the military's first transplant center. It names Beijing's 301 Hospital for its supposed 98-1 project, which it claims uses infant organs to extend life. It also highlights Shanghai Renji Hospital and a surgeon, Dr. Shenzong Yang, in connection with thousands of transplants. So to really try and get across the sheer gravity of what they're claiming, the report puts some numbers to it. Let's take a look at the scale they're talking about here. First up, this number, over 3,000. What is that? Well, according to the report, that's the alleged number of infant liver transplants performed by just a single program at Shanghai Renji Hospital, a program the report says was called the world's #1.
Then there's this number, over 2,000. This figure is attributed to just one surgeon in Tianjin. The report alleges he had completed that many liver transplants all by himself by the end of 2013.
And maybe the most stark detail of all is this one, 1.2 kilograms. That's about 2.6 pounds. The report cites a specific case from 2023 where kidneys were allegedly taken from a premature infant of this weight and then transplanted into a full-grown adult. Where does the report go from there? Well, it ends with a very direct call to action. The report wraps up with a clear set of demands. It's calling for a fully independent international investigation into its claims. It's asking for public trials, for sanctions against every single person and institution it names, and, crucially, for protection for any whistleblowers or families of the alleged victims. We'll end with the report's own final words, which leave no doubt about the gravity of its subject matter. It concludes by calling these alleged acts, quote, the most cruel and evil crime in human history.